Ooh. Steam is telling me I played this trilogy for 104 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. Yeah, that's a lot of Kino, turns out. So last time we were in this trial, and I just did a little short, like 2-hour stream. So what happened was we had we had what's her face, Bikini, that's her name. She was on the stand and she was wrong about basically everything. So we're very confused as to what's happening. We need someone else to come testify. And so we're bringing out the butts. Hopefully Edgeworth will just kill him. We'll just walk up to the stand and stab him in the throat. And it'll be really funny.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct?
That's what we'll do.
The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night.
He probably does. He probably knows. He's experienced.
Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ooh, shit. Ooh, that's a lot of them. Yep, that's all 5, baby. Yeah, he's holding the gun because of, that's the joke. He's experienced. From the Almost Christmas case. It is, in fact, almost Christmas, which means it isn't Christmas, in case anyone needed to be reminded.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet.
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Huh?
The safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Donham?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought. No psycholocks.
Did he... Wait, have they been psycholocks this whole time and I've been reading it wrong? Or did he say it wrong because he only heard it from Phoenix one time? Because that would be funny. If he's just like, psycholocks? I think that's what they are. I'm pretty sure they've just been Cyclops. But I also might have been reading it bad. Oh yes, yeah, the Edward with his weird like giant barreled gun. Like what is, I don't know. It's a goofy looking weapon. It shoots a giant freaking slug. Okay, so he did say it wrong. I like that. I like that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Ah.
It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Well, because he shot the guy. Or didn't shoot him, actually. But he did fire the gun. Oh, yes, I forgot we had this judge. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious... I can't even say the word suspicious anymore. Yeah, he fired the gun once, didn't he? Because he had the powder marks or whatever. Or the gloves had this, they were singed. Maybe he did just pick it up and it was just close enough to him that... Oh no, yeah, he doesn't have gloves on. I thought his hands had powder marks. I must be remembering it wrong then. Because I thought he shot it one time and he was like, oh my god. But that could be wrong. During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior at the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely. Well, dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. Well, it went away. Well, I can only presume his intention was to capture you. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Donim, I hope you're ready. Get in here!
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Sussy behavior. If there was ever a sussy baka, it's this guy. Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Like, hey! Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Like, look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, like to use the technical term for the color, Viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store. Now, is it?
Like, I know. I graduated junior high, okay? Dang. That's all you Way to go, Larry. Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Well, working in the fields.
I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope.
The fields? The fields, do you know about them? About the fields? Like, that's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, like I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. Like I expect all your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Like bright red, dude. Crimson Lake. You couldn't have said like... Shoot. Now I forget the name. What's the name of the fire town? In Pokemon. I'm stupid. It's not coming to mind. Or like to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! Oh no, she's whipping everyone. She's so mad. Stop your pathetic blathering and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross whipping is as bad as cross checking. Witness, that was all your fault, eh? I'll testify, no. Like this is too much for me. Well, you could, Judge, you could do something about it, you know? You don't have to sit there and take it. Whatever. What'd you seen, idiot? I'm gonna move the mic slightly away from the speakers because you're gonna hear the I was at the lodge out in the mountains, like looking up at the stars that night. It's a hockey thing. It's people smacking into somebody. It's like getting blindsided in football. It's just someone slamming into you from your blind spot. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe cross-checking is two people checking someone at the same time. I'm not sure. I don't know hockey, but the joke is it's a hockey thing. Cause he's Canadian. Oh yeah. It's you know, one of them hockey jokes that are so prevalent these days. I gotta stretch a little bit. Like I walked to the bridge a number of times, but like I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Like the girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. Yeah, Canada. I'm all alone now. Aren't I, Edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony, eh? Like, I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and like my occupation or anything else, man? Mr. Edgeworth, this man, he seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex there.
He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Like, yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything. Every case, man. Watch out, okay? Like, just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Hawk, bud. Pull it together. Hold it! He just sits there looking at him. Well, whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
This one single statement is so full of contradictions.
For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. I mean, it's true. It's just nonsense. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my VIP. Like, okay, give me a minute. Like, well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That run-down shack is like hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See? You can do it if you try. Ouch! There is only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. Okay, good. I'm glad we don't have to address, like, any of that bullshit.
A number of times. How many?
Maybe like 5 times? I went once every like 20 minutes.
Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night.
Like you bet, real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands. Love you say.
It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter.
Blackmail? Like, no. Ah! You huffy puffy, loosey goosey excuse for a whimpering, whiny voice of a witness. Will you wear wigs, Mr. Woods? Mr. Woods, when will you wear wigs, Mr. Woods? Do you wear wigs? That's so I think about that interview all the time. There's an interview, like for the Lord of the Rings press circuit, where you had, you know, they were going around and doing their interviews and stuff. And one of them was a fake interview set up to prank, Elijah Wood. And it's like him on one side, it's a black room, you know, with a poster behind him. I think it's for Two Towers. Could be wrong though. And so the poster behind him, there's a black curtain, and on the other side is whoever the guy is that plays Mary. And so he's just sitting there and he's like giggling to himself. And you know, he's asking him pretty normal questions, but he's doing the accent, so he can't tell who it is. And he asks him, Mr. Woods, do you wear wigs in the movie, Mr. Woods? And he's like, what? What is this? And so he gets increasingly forceful, like, do you wear wigs, Mr. Woods? When will you wear wigs? And then he just starts like bawling with laughter, and Mary opens up the curtain. He's like, "Will you wear wigs, Mr. Woods?" And he's like, he can't even take it. It's so good. It's such a beautiful thing. That movie is amazing, and all the cast were great, and they all loved each other. They had a great time. Like, it's such an awesome story. We have the special edition. So I don't know how many times I watched that behind the scenes stuff a lot as a kid, because it was so interesting seeing like how they made everything. Yeah. It's really cool. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You, huffy puffy, loosey goosey excuse for a whimper and whine and wuss of a witness, eh? Like, well, you see, man.
Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Larry, you really didn't see it.
Hey! Like, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. Like, I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile, man.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile?
If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Like, shut up! What is this? I don't know, man. Don't ask me.
It seems I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans.
Do you bury beans, Mr. Butts? He does. He's burying the beans. He doesn't want us to have them.
You didn't meet anyone.
Like, that's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some, like, Viridian paint, okay? Come on, like I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces. Now, man! And what up here that simply pressing him isn't gonna be enough, Mr. Edgeworth.
Indeed. It seems he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along.
So we ignore Cinnabar. That's what I'm thinking of. I think of Cinnabar. It's so cute that all of those are named after colors. It makes me smile. So, sorry, I zoned out for a second. So, walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see us a snowmobile. So how? You didn't contact anyone, but you did. You called Phoenix Wright. Or you got Phoenix Wright and then called Edgeworth. And you're like, what are you talking about? Crime photo, tracks photo. Photo of Elise. Weather data. Like, he's the one who told him that lightning struck the bridge. So where profiles you met Phoenix because you saw him go over. You like absolutely did. But is that good? Because it doesn't. I think this makes sense, right? Like, right, man? I'm just gonna say before I do anything every time now, because there's no reason not to. Okay, good. It's fine.
Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
Like, I'm sorry, man.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you've been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you, like, trying to console me? Well, it certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
You're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
Like, that's right. Me, in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you'll continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. He is exceptional. But, like, what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to do is change your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But like, anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify, man. Well, I'm not sure this'll go especially well. Well, I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder there? Part 2. Yeah, because there was totally a part 1 before this, where he told us anything at all. Like, I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Like, I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but like, I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. Well, you certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after chasing a 3-day stint. After a 3-day stint chasing a girl, it totally burnt out, man. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say?
Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man, if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Alrighty then.
Hold it. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited? Dare I even ask? Like, I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Like, shut up, man! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So like every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so like I went back to the shack to check on her. White flash almost blinded me.
This light was, of course,
like lightning, like kerpow, like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Or a little like that. Like that's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the, like, flash of light, so... Looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Sorry, it's cold outside and warm inside, so I'm cozied up. It's tough out here. Like just above freezing, even though it's 1:30. Ooh, it's getting cold already.
seeing that. What did you do?
Like, what do you think? I was burning up as well, from like the fire in my heart, man. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge. Like, well, to be honest, it was like freezing cold. So at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers, man. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. Went right away to check it out.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
Like the lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Like maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, ooh, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack where you were from? How far is this small shack you are in from the bridge? How was sentences? Like, hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him for a little more info?
Why didn't you call anyone? So, we just looked at this. Yeah. It struck at 10:45. So, if it struck as early as you say, buddy, why didn't you call anyone? Because we know why he went to the bridge, because he wanted to see it.
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
Like, what is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? Like, what do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I, thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Yeah, okay, like a reason, my reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I, just didn't have time to, okay? Like I arrived at the bridge, and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright.
Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about, murder. It, totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less.
He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth.
What a jerk. Get it together. Aw, get it together, bud. Arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. That doesn't make any sense. That's wrong. You're so bad at this, Larry.
Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know? 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? I'm terrible at those, man.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah. Well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at the Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me? I have an objection. What? You do? Edgy! How many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry. You Dorcas. It has not yet been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. Well, there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15.
Oh, which means... what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell the whole truth now. There, now then. What happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Order! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Like, yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness! Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about. And even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Like edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes?
I may really... Ah!
Then say it!
Well, very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However... Stupid. I'm so glad I got to say stupid. Let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? One second. People are freaking out outside. I'm gonna go see what's happening. People are calling for me. I'll be right back in just a second. Okay, it's all good. People were just being excitable, which is great. People should definitely scream my name while I'm streaming. That's very nice, for no reason. Ugh. It has been a week, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Like I'm a donim. I'm an artist, man. What do you think I was doing?
Like sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into like a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page, man. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up.
Oh yeah, we're just staring. I suppose artists can be strange folk. POV, you just posted cringe.
Like, that's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
Well, what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Okay.
Like I'm a donim.
Are you sure you are? Yeah, that's pretty good. Ah! How is Epic Store giving me... Get out of here. Go away.
Tell us, Larry.
Like my name is Maurice. Get it right, man. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies, like I am.
Just who exactly are you?
Like I'm Maurice Donim, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case.
Then you are, an artist then.
Like, of course, I'm an artist, like the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching the burning bridge.
Like the burning bridge and everything that came with it, man.
What? Came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? Like you'll regret. Ah!
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Like I don't know what you mean.
That does appear to be the fastest solution there. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling about that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there.
Well, yeah, I want to look at it. It's gonna be nothing. He's not gonna have a sketch. This stupid jerk. He's like, oh yeah, I was kidding. I like wasn't sketching. I just made it up.
Larry, I wonder if you could please show us your sketch.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turn out like this.
Imagined what?
Like that Maurice Donham's debut would take place here, today, like this, man.
Show it now.
Like, okay, but steel yourselves.
What?
What? Why is there a lady? This is like the world of Laurice Donim. That's pretty good. Ah. Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma. Yeah, the flames going upside down, I mean, it's a stylistic choice. Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Yeah, it sure is. It's a lot better than I expected. Like, isn't it? Isn't it? Like I struggled to reproduce those flames, man. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
Like what?
The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Like you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris. Like it's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, man. Like what would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Like, okay?
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, like that's what I saw. That's why I drew it, man. I'm an artist, like a real artist, man. Hi! The girl, she's really high up in this picture. Yeah. that's the height. That's the high person we're worried about right now. Whoa, what was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory. Oh, please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories, eh? Anyways, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. Like she was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. Well, this has to be some kind of a mistake there. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not? Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Well, let us get back to the cross-examination. Well, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, like what did you think of my debut piece? Well, get that thing away from me! He hates it. No, hurry up and cross-examine him.
Tell us, Larry.
Like my name is Laurice. Get it right, man.
Oh. We already did this one. I thought this was all new, but no. Saw Iris flying, her white hood It all comes back to this.
Just where did you see this sight from?
Like, hey, no need to shout. When I was like lying in bed in that rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. Like I just watched it for a while from there, thinking about how nicely it was burning. Then, like, after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant flying.
Like, that's right, dude. That's when I decided to go to the bridge.
Well, I see. Well, that all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself.
Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous.
Well, so we're gonna have to do this again?
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
Like, in your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw, man. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing we can say for certain.
Well, what might that be, sir?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? Like, what do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolish foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Like, of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me this floating angel was my Iris. Like, the hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Ah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one on the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
Like, what are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Like, why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
Yeah, it's the hood every time.
What?
Edgy! Like, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage. What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the only day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
Like, I hate to have to do this, but I have some, like, definitive evidence.
Definitive
Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, like Laurie Stoneham, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch there. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Like, okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain, man. He's gonna go Ultra Instinct. Just like Shaggy in the Warner Bros. Smash game. Ah. That Warner Bros. Smash game, what's it called? Multiversus? I think that's what it's called. Multiverses. It's kind of high rent. I'm honestly surprised. They got Kevin Conroy as Batman, which is based. They got all these voices and stuff. Whereas that Nick fighting game is so like bare without any kind of voice for any character. Like, it's so sad. It's so obvious that Nick did not expect anyone to care about this for some reason. When Smash is like the biggest thing in the world because it's got characters in it, and the biggest thing people care about are the characters that are in it. Like, they just figured, like, yeah, no one will care about this. It's so insane.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
Proof that Iris flew.
Like when I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I like frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a What? Larry, you're going to jail, bro. You're going to jail. To finding a beautiful crystal sphere, like half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, like, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Larry, I'm gonna kill you. A crystal sphere. Like this one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Like, let me see. Around here, somewhere? Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? Like I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my. Oh, it's blood!
What? Blood?
Blood on the crystal sphere. I wonder what this could have been. I wonder who could have lost the crystal sphere that night.
It's blood. You ready, Edgy? Like by tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, like I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore, man.
Didn't you want to be called Laurice Donham only a few minutes ago?
Oh, stupid Edge. Stupid Edgeworth. Stupid Larry. Stupid everyone. Larry, you're making us all dumber.
So, you went to the burning bridge.
Like, that's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. That's the least I could do was meet her halfway. But, the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you see. Like, I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in a fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing I can't even work up the energy to point.
Can't even point at him. It's that sad. Blood. So, what did you do next?
Frantically searched all over for her.
So you searched all over for her.
Like she was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt, man. Like, hey, it was more than possible. Like, also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, like, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I, don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and kinda lost it for a while there.
You, fell over yourself.
Like, yeah, the snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yep, there's stupid. And then there's Larry Butts.
Well, the short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her, landing, correct? Well, then what happened next day?
Ooh, beautiful crystal sphere.
Half buried.
Like it was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too.
Well, I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was to say, like, here I am to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night?
A spare hood.
Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are only assigned one.
Like, I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special. Alright, dude. Even if she did steal a spare hood, like, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems.
Well, however, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, well, where could it have come from?
That is the question I aim to answer.
No one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Well, we know that's not true.
Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct?
Like, that's right. My gut is never wrong. Like I met that old bikini the next morning. That her crystal sphere was still there, like safe and sound. Oh, indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today.
This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy. But I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries.
No one else could have lost a crystal sphere. Well, I know someone who did. There's a big photo of her with it. Look at this. It's like the big... It's like right next to her face. You saw it earlier. Well, I guess he doesn't know it got lost, but still. We've got our sketch. We've got crystal sphere. Yeah, freaking. Come on, man.
Larry, that night, there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
Like there was? Like who? Who was this stupid idiot, man?
Miss Elise Donham, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere.
Like, hey, like that's my photograph. Give it back, man. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime.
Wow! The crystal sphere! Well, it's gone! What? He hates it. Like what, man? Well, just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
Well, that means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Donham. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. Like you can't do that. Ah! He's just getting it from all angles. Poor Larry has no friends. He has no one to lean on in this scenario, which, to be fair, is his own fault. Like, the prosecution hates him. It's so sad. And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Miss Franziska von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Yes! We're bringing back the clowns, baby.
You are not a clown. You are the entire circus.
I think I have that. Yeah, there it is. We have it. We have it on hand. Just for this very scenario. Let's go. It's so iconic. Like, why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with this case.
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. What? After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. Like what? You mean I'm the killer? Wait, I'm the maniac? It's just like, wait, it was me? All joking aside, just Vince did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge. Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Donim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Why, your response, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, let's see real fast. I want to make sure, 'cause I'm pretty sure, where's the photo? Okay, she doesn't have her staff at all here. Tracks. I mean, obviously I'm gonna say yes, but I just want to see if there's anything, yeah, we might as well save. We might as well cheese it. Who cares? Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on this the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have to be nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Oh gosh, jeez. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it?
Let's see, let's look again. So what do we have? We have the crystal sphere, found half covered in snow. Near Dusky Bridge, the night of the crime, has blood on it. Tracks. This is the same bit with the tracks. And the no snow on the body. There's no snow on the body, but this was half covered in snow. So it has to have been before. Yeah, I can totally prove it because I'm so goddamn smart. Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can.
Can I prove it? Well, that isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. And that's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
Why, you will do what? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
And that should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright. And I am indeed cornered.
Well, I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. So, I guess, would either of these work? It's showing me the crime photo. It's because she's got no snow on her. But this has snow on her. Or on it.
This crystal sphere. It was half buried in the snow, correct?
That'd be cool. Like, that's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then, like, it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry.
I guess that's all I needed to hear.
Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Ah! Whoa!
Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What? Oh, order! Order, I say!
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What? Oh, what could have that have been?
This sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
No, it's not as good. It doesn't feel as intense. It's pretty good though. I certainly don't mind it. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Ein cave is filled with blood and smoking.
That's not exactly true. Now, is it?
Von Karma when you call it the toilet and not the poop and farting.
To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing!
No, it isn't.
You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Donham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible.
Well, now if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us a method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Well, that'd have to be the snowmobile.
On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been removed.
Or moved in general. No it's fine.
The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body.
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeverse. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moves the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, Elise Donham, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie in court that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy, thank you. Well, that settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one reason alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from, the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had
Miles Edgeworth,
I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
a shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame, Daniel. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all that the court stands for. I demand satisfaction. He's dead. You killed him. I told you he's dead now. Well, I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed here. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution, eh?
And with this, And the rest is up to you. Right.
She's still fuming. She's coping seethe. Blue hair. Court is now adjourned. Get rocked. To be continued. Hooray! Well, I'm glad you got to do your thing, Edgeworth. We're all very proud of you. February 9th. The Hot Clinic. Ah, so that's where this was. It was him in the little hospital bed. I'm like, that doesn't look like a chair. And this doesn't look like his office. So this makes more sense of this now.
I'm still up at this hour, reading through the trial record of a certain case. It's the first case my mentor, Mia Fey, ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within these pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What's written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy. My ears are ringing. My throat burns. My head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover. By this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he'll be able to help me with him. Somehow. Right. Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Maybe Viridian in the order speak. Actually, my fever's gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shito did not deliver the deadly blow. Which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't you worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. That is probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is? Our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you... I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, right? Take care. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I gotta get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so we can get across to the other side. Ah, that's right. Maya's still stuck over at the Inner Temple. But don't you worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? All right, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out. I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence.
All right. Well, we're back in it. We're just gonna pick things up from right here. But first, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Because coughing made my throat hurt. Ooh. Not gonna be doing too much more of that one.
That thing looks like it's ready to collapse. At least, more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes. Which reminds me, if my memory serves me correctly, Edgeworth isn't exactly a fan of earthquakes.
Yeah, cause they killed his dad. Sort of.
Now it really is more of a dusty bridge than a dusky bridge. That kidnapping incident happened here 11 years ago. Maybe it's cursed, too. Hazakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line. And there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me.
You could have picked it up before you came here, Phoenix. You genius.
There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. Looks like someone's taken the effort to write "To Heavenly Hall" on the signpost.
We've got all our people. Miles Edgeworth, an old friend, said to be #1 at the DA's office. Studies foreign judicial systems now. All right. Let's go down to Heavenly Hall. Larry's a good artist. Like, for whatever else, he's very good. These are high quality. And the style is very nice. And that sketch is really good too. He might have a future if he sticks with it.
Looks like no one's here. Larry! Maurice! I was sure he'd be hiding here. Guess I'll try again later. Look at this graffiti. Scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get a pretty good likeness. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art. Of sorts. That stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. Ugh. I've gotta think of the kittens.
Whatever that means. Are you insane, Phoenix? Are you just saying things now?
This is the famous Eagle River. I got to try out its rough rapids the other night.
I mean, I get it, the brain bleach, but like it sounded like Think of the Children, but not quite. I'm not really sure. It's very awkward. It seemed like the kittens would, like, the phrasing "the kittens" made it weird. Like, think of the kittens as if he was about to take an action that might harm theoretical kittens. It's just very strange. He's probably still sick. We can't get too mad at him.
And they say it has a really strong current. And they weren't kidding. It's both powerful and fast-flowing. I was dead lucky. I mean, lucky not to be dead. These steps lead up to the foot of Dusky Bridge. Coming down is a cinch, but going back up doesn't look like a walk in the park. I'm starting to understand why rivers always want to flow downstream, not up.
Well, nothing else here. No Larry to bother.
Like, come on, please. It's for art's sake, I swear.
There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung.
I'm talking about the heroine here, like the heroine in my book. It'll make you famous, man. Ah.
Enough. If fools fool fools who foolishly accept the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Light?
Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. Ow!
Your reflexes and mine need to shape up.
My brain's frying like a sunny side up. And you want to grill me over a name?
Like Franzi, you can't do that. Like even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death. Or like so I'm told.
Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings?
No, it's not. And I'm not on the brink of anything.
Like, come on, Nick. Tell her, would ya? Tell her she needs to model for my new picture book, Franzi's Whippy Whip Trip.
Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony.
And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry.
Like I don't care what anyone says, man. I'm telling the truth. Like I saw what I saw. Like she flew, man. I'm telling you. Whoosh. Like just like that dude with the red underwear. Don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize.
Ah, off he goes.
It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright. Hi, Franziska.
Have you been in Germany all this time?
That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally.
Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met?
Blah blah blah, the prodigy. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, I want to kill you.
Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor, Manfred von Karma. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years. But now, he's gone from this world.
What? So Phoenix just confirmed that when people get put, when you lose a trial, you get guilty, you just go straight to death. Which we have been theorizing, but it's nice to know that he's like, yeah, that dude's dead.
Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me. Because of what happened to your father.
Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me. This I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear?
Yes, Crystal.
In truth, I was shocked. It's true. He was an asshole. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense.
Edgeworth. And come to think of it, Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well.
Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you.
Because it does.
And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better.
It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kind of cute. Ow!
No smirking.
No whipping the sick.
That foolish fool, doing such a foolish favor for such a foolishly foolish fool.
Edgeworth.
Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing, and one thing only, to pulverize you.
It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer X, you know.
I went over the whole case on the whole case file on the flight over.
You read the whole thing?
Yes, every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did made it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge? Did you even consider the dangers?
No. The only thought in my mind was, I have to get across.
A fool who doesn't sink is more foolish than a fool who foolishly sinks.
Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's gotta be okay. I just know it. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the Inner Temple that night.
Show badge! Oh, it's nothing special. I refuse to help you, Phoenix Wright.
I should have known better than to try.
At this point.
Okay, so where are we going?
We gotta go back to talk to Larry.
No?
Oh, I thought when he was like leaving that he would appear in his place, but
I guess not.
alright, where are we going?
Main hall.
Big yawn, big yawn. Let's go. Love the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. Mama.
That was one long sigh. Sister Bikini?
My. I didn't know you were here. How are you doing?
You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake.
I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well.
Mystic Elise? Now that I think about it...
There's an acolyte stuck at the Inner Temple. And that poor little girl has gone missing too.
That little girl? You don't mean Pearls, do you?
Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident.
Pearls? She's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
Still not sure about the whole Pearl thing. Could she be hiding among us? Could someone be transferring, like could a spirit be transferring into her body right now? Is she is she actually Iris? But it's Dahlia's spirit beaming into her brain? Who knows? I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself.
Are you talking about your performance at the trial today?
You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mr. Khalees's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least, I was. Until this morning.
I don't see any Cyclops. So she must be telling the truth. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden?
You know that artist who testified after me?
Yeah, I remember that. I just played that.
When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I had acted just like him when I was on the witness stand.
I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble, and nothing else. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the Inner Temple, is that correct?
That's right. I'm sure it was Iris.
But Iris claims she was in her room in Hazakura Temple.
I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night.
But because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the Inner Temple.
I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at. Winter is especially bad.
I'll bet. The training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second.
Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know.
Earthquakes?
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next big one levels the training hall.
We've got to get Maya out of there, and fast.
But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated, like an island.
It's like an island? How so?
Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the Inner Temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest.
I see.
So a criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. And as long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there.
Well, that means Maya could be stuck out there with a murderer, and with no way of escape either.
Oh dear, yes, I suppose it does.
Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster. I'm curious about a few things. If you don't mind answering some questions.
Oh, you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something?
No. I want to know a little bit more about the victim, Miss Elise Donham.
I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter.
No. I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training.
My. You make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mr. Khalees was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know.
There, you did it again, Sister Bikini. I notice you always refer to Miss Donham as Mystic Elise.
Oh?
Yes. Now, why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte.
We address all our visitors mystic. It makes their experience feel authentic. And anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know.
How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you?
Bum bum. Dang, we're just running up on all kinds of Cyclops.
It seems Miss Elise Donham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Donham on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected, somehow. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess?
Please, Mr. Wright, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together.
Oh man, my head's throbbing so bad. It's killing me. Pearls. She was with Miss Donham on the night of the murder, remember?
Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. I didn't see the little darling even once after we'd finished eating dinner.
The murder. It didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it?
Poor Pearl. She's too sweet.
I'll have to do her baby voice.
According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either.
I need a little bit of my spicy water. It helps with the reading. Yeah, she's not in the corner. She's missing. We'll have to return her to her spot when she comes back. It'll be a triumphant return. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either.
Come on, keep calm. There's only one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon.
Okay. Well, let's go to the courtyard, I guess.
This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand, so maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. They got quite a bit of snow here up on Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't just for fun, they're tools for getting around. But the sled, well, that's gotta be for Bikini's own personal entertainment.
I don't know, you like transport things on sleds, that's kind of the whole point. But whatever. What are you worried about, Nick? She's right there, she's fine. That is pretty funny.
The main gate's on the other side of that stone wall. And the difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep this hillside is. And that's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. Is it possible that Miss Donham was pushed from the top of the wall?
Man, not even a word about the step ladder, which of course, as we know, is a step ladder, not just a ladder.
The Shichi Shito. It's there in Mystic Amy's right hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. Miss Donham's staff. I definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to the staff. I guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky Bridge, but what was it doing all the way out there? There are a few of those stone lanterns scattered around this courtyard. Without the city's glare to compete with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Sister Bikini must light them now, since Iris can't be here.
Well, I guess that's everything. We can just move on. Yep. Looks like we're good to leave. No, not examine.
live.
Whoa, who's saying hey?
What was that jarring, inconsiderately loud yell?
So this is where you've been. Keep it nice and warm, I see.
Detective!
The bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know.
Well, then I'll come along with you and...
Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved with this case.
What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me.
Well, yeah, but that's not what... Ah!
It's been a while, Scruffy.
It's... Miss Von Karma.
Sister, please, leave the investigation to me.
My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control.
I am on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to.
As you work to pin the guilt on Iris.
What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright?
Ow! That hurts, you know.
Silence! I, Francisco von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me.
She's not seriously gonna follow me around, is she?
That's kind of raw. Since we don't have Maya with us, we're gonna have our good friend France.
This is one impressive gate.
Compared to the grandeur of the main gate at the Von Karma estate, it is but a pet door. Oh no, we're gonna get all new dialogue. I gotta go back and look at everything now to see what she says.
It looks really idyllic with all that snow on it, don't you think?
All that snow? Don't make me laugh. This is but a light dusting where I come from.
Don't just make things up because you'll think... Just because you think I'll never get to see it for myself.
Oh yeah, I have to show badge. You're right. You're so right.
I'd love to know what that thing was used for on the night of the crime.
Ha! Still thinking small, I see, Phoenix Wright. Or perhaps not at all. That's why you will never defeat me.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't recall ever losing to you.
It's time for us to settle this once and for all with one final showdown.
Looks like she mentally blocked out my victories over her from her memory. Makes sense. You can see the main hall from here.
I wonder how the head nun is holding up.
Oh, wow. Is that an inkling of human kindness I sense?
Do you enjoy causing other people pain with that sharp tongue of yours?
It's nothing compared to the pain you cause with that leathery whip of yours.
Here, do you want badge?
I was wondering about this.
Let me see. Well, as you may know, in order to see reality for what it truly is, we strive to break our attachments to much of the transient material realm. I guess you could call me an...
Oh, she already did this. She already made the material girl joke. Goodbye.
And there's a laughably large Magatama on the altar. If I can see Cyclops with the tiny Magatama I've got, I can only imagine what kind of power this bad boy has under his hood. It's an altar. It looks a bit old, but someone does a good job taking care of it. Speaking of altars, I remember seeing one like this in Kurain Village last year. I guess they really do have something to do with spiritual power after all. I've only seen a layout like this when I saw this really old Japanese movie on TV. Wow, this hibachi brazier really puts out a lot of heat. Just thinking about how happy we were Sitting here eating pot roast and gravy? Ah. It's a stack of straw zabuton cushions. Maya told me this type of zabuton is called Enza. I suppose if I'd never come here, I'd have missed out on all these new things. I bet the writing on these sliding doors are instructions for spirit channeling. Kinda like how we scribbled math formulas on the bathroom walls to remember them. Except we couldn't go to the bathroom during tests. And I can't read these walls.
Can we see things in the courtyard? Is she gonna? Oh, okay. Oh, I wanted more Von Karma dialogue. Oh well. You take what you can get, I guess. Hey, look at that.
That thing looks like it's ready to collapse, at least more than it did before.
Okay, okay. Edgeworth hates earthquakes.
Oh yeah, about 20 yards to that cliff over there. But I can't see the inner temple from here. I really hope Maya's okay.
Well, let's get over there.
Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before.
They must have commenced with the investigation.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
That voice. Pearls!
Mr. Nick. Mr. Nick.
Oh, she's back. Let's get her in here. Oh, it's the return.
So you were here ever since that night?
I was so lonely. I thought I was gonna die. When I woke up in the morning and saw the Dusky Bridge was gone, I realized I was all alone.
She was all alone?
It must have been very trying for you, little girl.
Ah, you're...
I am Franziska von Kammer, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I'm here.
You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year.
Well?
I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you.
And it looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Yeah, why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything.
You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away.
Anyway, Pearls, weren't you with Maya?
Ah! I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls?
Mystic Maya!
Hey, wait! Pearls! She just ran off. Ow!
That was cruel, Phoenix, right? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable.
What was that all about? Pearl's acting like that. It's giving me the creeps. I guess I'd better take another look around since I finally got a chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago.
Well, I mean, for one, the furnace got used.
And there's a weird smell coming from that incinerator.
Ooh, excuse me, it's not a furnace, it's an incinerator.
And the door is also open. Almost looks like it's begging me to look inside. Well, well, let's see what stunning clue is concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty.
How naive of you, Phoenix, Wright?
But it's a bit strange, don't you think? Franziska von Karma. I seem to remember.
Yeah, it was all closed and done up before.
And there was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently.
Listen, Phoenix Wright, it's impertinent to call people by their full name.
I was only copying you. I don't know. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path.
Phoenix Wright, do you think this is how many siblings the head nun has?
I don't know, why don't you ask her the next time you see her?
You know what? I think I will.
And she'll probably slap you for prying into her private affairs.
Dang, that was like a normal conversation. She was like, hey, what do you think these are? I don't know. Phoenix Wright!
What? Why don't you stop calling me by my full name like that?
Was this once a prosperous port?
A port?
Pearl-based moments, absolutely. Yes, that metal hook is a mooring post for boats, you know.
Oh, that's an anchor from one of the wires that's used to hold up the bridge. I think the wire was tied to this one, probably snapped when the bridge burned down. I mean, there's no way there was ever a port all the way up here.
Don't get smart with me, Phoenix Wright.
But I didn't say anything.
She's so dumb. I like that we're getting like goofy stuff from her too. This rules.
And the sign says Inner Temple.
I don't know how you're reading it, but it's incomprehensible to me.
Actually, I can't read it either.
Feigning comprehension isn't a very good habit to have, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Bleh.
He looks really happy to have finally caught me on something.
I mean, you do know what it says, though. It's not like you... like, whatever. This must be the door that leads to the inner temple, where Maya Fey was training on the night of the murder.
Yes, and there's a solitary room there called the training hall.
You could do with some training yourself, Phoenix Wright.
Ow!
You're completely out of shape.
I don't know how much more of this woman I can take. There's a little gate that leads into the garden. It says no entry on the sign, though.
Come now, Phoenix Wright. What are you doing? Let's go in. It's half open anyway. What harm could come of it?
But it says no entry.
Don't you Americans enjoy doing whatever you like and then simply say, whatever?
That's got nothing to do with anything. And who told you that?
Alright. Time to go in. Oh no, there's a psych lock on the door? In real? Oh no, and someone barfed on the picture of Misty Faye. This is projectile vomit. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?
Maya. She was supposed to be in here training.
Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen.
What's that? That strange lock. It wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off some strange vibes.
Ooh.
This door. When I was here 2 days ago, that weird lock wasn't on it.
Those change. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. You wonder? I've never seen a lock quite like this before.
I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the one that guard a person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if this lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern.
What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix Wright?
It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually...
Oh, a woman? I don't see any woman here.
There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No, it's not a different atmosphere. Oh, it's a different smell. It's gravy.
What's the matter?
This scroll, it's been completely covered in gravy.
Ah, yes. There is a very appetizing smell in the air. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see.
No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why this scroll?
Yeah, Misty Faye's image is all obscured by gravy. What took you so long? I thought even you'd manage to get here faster than this. Oh, Mr. Trite.
Prosecutor Godot. I didn't even know you were here.
Prosecutor?
How come you didn't show up at the trial today?
Ha! I could ask you the exact same question.
Huh? But I had a cold, so...
I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with. The importance of which is something that you have no hope of ever understanding. Enough. I almost went into James' voice. I don't know why. Enough. I believe I have the measure of you. You are the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial? Who's the wild mare, Trite?
This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today.
Ha! Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. Just who do you think you are? This case is my... Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. I can't stand women like you. I'm only going to say this once, Lady von Wittenberg. Go home. Phoenix Wright!
Ah, what are you hitting me for?
Ha! You deserve more cracks of the whips than that, Trite.
What?
You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo.
There's something different about Godot today. I'm getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger or is it sorrow? Godot, would you mind taking a look at this?
Ha! My eyes have a date with the horizon. They're flirting with the gulls. I don't have any intention of aiding a defense attorney like you, Trite. But you must help him, even just a little.
Look who's talking.
I had no idea such a smooth refusal could make me so angry. It's so annoying.
You had some important business, and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it?
I've told you once before, but perhaps you don't remember. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death.
You died?
Of course. Being extradited from hell
is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise you, it is not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I would be blasting eye lasers all around the room. I can see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn-out piece of junk of a body going with regular servicing. I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death. How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, that's right. You. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me.
Well, Phoenix Wright, do you?
I don't know what he's talking about. Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Godot was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right? Right. Earlier, you said I've done something that I can never undo. What did you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on this side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wonder, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One? Where's that? The sacred cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party has yet to explore. So they haven't searched that cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, that the temperature inside it frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, the chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No! Which means, Trite, that you sent Maya Fey to her death.
You fool! If that's the situation, why aren't you in there right now with the search party?
You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see that big lock and chains? It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite, once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again? What are you talking about? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me? And do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister, That's right. Mia Fey.
Mia?
You killed her.
No, that's not how it was.
It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man. But she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy.
Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy. Personally.
Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught. But that won't bring her back.
Well, no, but
You were with her at the time. You and no one else. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well then, I'd say you've learned nothing, Wright. You robbed her of her life. And now, you've let her sister suffer the same fate.
I haven't sentenced Maya to death. No. Well, I mean, I didn't. She was very intent on coming here.
What? What is this peculiar looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of...
I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. The repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open would... Well, let's just say the inner temple and the sacred cavern would be a thing of the past.
Very well. Then dare I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key?
Ha! Sure. Just show me where the keyhole is on this trick lock.
There's no keyhole.
That's right. An interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it.
Well, then who was it?
Simple. The accused.
What? Iris?
When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was set to train in there.
Okay, bye, Tiara. See you later. It's always fun to have ya.
Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times, now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training.
So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. I've arranged for her to be brought here now.
Iris is the only person who can open this lock? I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out.
So, I should be getting back to work.
Wait, Godot. How sure about Maya are you?
There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the sacred cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You'd better start praying. You'd better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon.
Edgeworth.
Listen up, Wright. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never!
Ah.
You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright.
That's what everyone says. And it looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. It's an antique dresser.
Don't you dare open it, Phoenix Wright.
Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her not to touch things.
What a pity. It's full of nothing but old clothes for the acolytes.
I thought we weren't opening it.
I'm from the prosecutor's office. I can do anything.
Yeah, you can do anything except stand up to a 9-year-old girl.
Look, there's gravy all over this little incense thing. So sad. All right, well, I guess we leave. I don't know. Should I or shouldn't I?
It sounds like someone's talking to himself, but where's that coming from? Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. Ah, my brain. This is driving me nuts. Ah!
Is something troubling you, Scruffy?
Please, don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir.
It was merely a simple greeting, a friendly tap on the shoulder. With my whip.
So what's up, Gumshoe? Is something on your mind? Well, how did you know, pal?
Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not.
Jeez. How did you know, sir? Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate there, okay?
You mean the one that says no entry on it?
I kinda already snuck in there.
Is he trying to be clever or something? So what's behind there, Scruffy?
No, kind of, garden-like, garden.
A garden.
Yeah, anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you, pal. You got me?
Isn't it normally the other way around?
Well, see you later.
So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix Wright?
Of course. What else would we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off.
Alright, we'll do the garden and then we'll probably be done for today. Because despite it all, my voice is still a little rough. Ooh, it says Upside Down Maya. But why? There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder what it is.
A strange feeling. Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah! What are you doing here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here.
Don't you know, Scruffy? A one karma will always show up wherever there is a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here.
But...
So how's the Inner Temple investigation going?
We have the best forensic team in the world working the place.
Forensic team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study?
Nothing. Well, scientifically speaking, the place is clean as a whistle.
That's simply not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that?
Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir.
That stone lantern and the surrounding area that's not covered in snow, correct?
They look kind of fishy to me. But you know, scientifically speaking. And so I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were, it's kind of hard to say, actually.
I guess I better look into them myself. About Maya.
Oh, did Mr. Godot tell you yet?
Yes, we heard.
He's got a search party out looking for her. But there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get here, pal.
Edgeworth?
He's escorting Irish, the defendant, over here.
We'll have to wait, since she is the only one who can open the door to the sacred cavern.
I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal.
Huh? I wonder what it is.
Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down, I felt like I was drowning.
Sounds pleasant. What the heck is that?
Uh-oh. You spotted it, huh, pal?
Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious.
It says Maya.
Yeah, and before you ask, it's written in blood.
You will answer all our questions now, Scruffy, without exception.
Bam!
She's so funny. It's so weird seeing Von Karma like this, but I'm glad we get like something to flesh her out a little bit more. Because we see Godot, like Godot is very active. But Von Karma, it felt like, other than the circus case, where she shows up for one thing with her gumshoe tracker that she placed subcutaneously on him somehow. She really never had much of a character, but seeing her like, yeah, we're gonna fucking sneak in. What do you think? What, some kind of asshole? Of course we're sneaking in. Like, it's really good. Okay, so he's gonna tell us about that. What the heck is this?
And there's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. And there's a leather cord tied to it too.
Apparently it belonged to the victim.
To Miss Elise Donham.
Yeah. There was a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both the victim and on this charm match exactly.
Sounds to me like this little trinket is gonna be my ticket to getting some very big answers.
Karain Master's Talisman. Well, that's a little forward. You didn't have to tell me. Like, I get it. It's got the same symbol on it as the Misty Faye portrait. But you didn't have to tell me. You didn't have to say, it's the Karain Master tablet. She's Misty Faye. Did you get it? Did you understand?
And there are a couple of torches here. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains.
Yeah, I was looking at those things, pal. It looks like they've been lit pretty recently.
Recently? How recent are we talking about?
As recent as the night of the murder.
Maya was training here on the night of the murder. It's not unreasonable to think these things were lit up at the time. I guess.
Yeah, they've got their little debris around them. Nothing about the broom, though? No. What about this uncovered patch?
Well, this is odd. There's no snow on the ground here. And it's an almost perfect rectangle. It couldn't have happened naturally.
Ooh, hiccup. Big hiccup. We're doing okay. Yes, it appears as though someone has carefully cleared away the snow. No doubt it was you, wasn't it, Scruffy?
No, it wasn't me, sir. It was already like that when my men and I got here to start the investigation.
If it wasn't the police, then who did it?
Oh yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Just between the three of us, okay?
What is it?
It's top secret. You can't tell anyone, got it?
Understood.
Well, when I was a kid, I got knocked out of the local wrestling contest, you see. I was so disappointed.
This is a Columbo anecdote.
I was so disappointed I picked up my mouth guard and cried all the way home. But the thing is, I saw you do it. I'm gonna have to send you to the Columbo dimension. Man, I got in so much trouble when I left it on the couch.
Is that it?
That's it. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason. Although I can't even begin to imagine what that reason could be.
Maybe because there was blood everywhere all over it. You got this little water contraption.
A little lantern, a little statue.
It is certainly a quaint little garden. Oh! What is this huge bowl here for?
Oh, I know this one. It's a water bowl, isn't it?
Everything else is completely frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken.
That's true. I wonder if this has any impact on the case. Well, I doused my face earlier with the water in this. I was getting kind of sleepy.
Next time you're sleepy, you need only come to me. Got it? Aww. Well, fine. Nothing there. Alright, Gumshoe, give us the skinny. What's the deal with the horrible bloody writing on the giant white lantern?
Maya. So these letters are written in blood? Yeah. And what's worse is, it's the victim's blood.
Huh?
This is Miss Donham's blood. We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal.
Most interesting. Phoenix Wright. I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down.
You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer. The result of my own special gumshoe investigation.
I love how investigation is capitalized. Gumshoe investigation. Get a nice little slurp. Really? Do tell.
Well, on the night of the murder, that stone lantern was upside down.
Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Donham wrote these letters herself, in her own blood.
You must be joking. That's impossible. From the writing in the victim's own blood and the other clues left behind, it seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Mrs. Elise Donham's murder. At least that's a current theory on how the events took place, pal.
What?
And so Miss Donham was killed here? However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now. Then, what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... Well, what was it? If that wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see? What do you think, this fun karma?
Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer. No.
But wait a sec. The bloody writing and all the other clues here. One could have easily set all that up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal.
Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burned out.
Oh. Ah. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men. Which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal.
Ah, I can't think of a counter-argument to that.
I know it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here.
If this really was the scene of the crime, then I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini actually saw.
Okay, I guess we're going to talk to her next, huh? And then I know I said we were going to stop, but I'm actually very excited that we're going to keep it up. It seems you have a visitor. I don't know if, whoa, geez. I don't know if we're going to get all the way to the trial today. I don't know if we can do that in an hour, but we'll give it a shot.
Mr. Wright,
Iris, I'm really glad to see you.
Godot managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency.
Not him again.
Never mind him. We've got to hurry and unlock the sacred cavern.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you is locked up in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later?
All right. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, Wright.
Wait, Edgeworth! I'm coming with you guys.
Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us.
What?
I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Maya Fey is in a rather delicate position.
What do you mean by a delicate position?
This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. And that being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere.
Come on, Edgeworth.
If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, right?
But it's Maya.
Mr. Wright, all that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct?
Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright.
From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us.
Dang, Edgeworth. This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Aren't there other things that demand your attention?
She's right. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, here she is. You had to fade in real quick.
Sister Bikini looks like she's shrunk some since I last saw her.
Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My. Hello, you two. How are you doing?
From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down.
Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince.
Is she talking about Edgeworth?
It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris, she was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that.
Mr. Blue Suits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see.
Huh? Me? Ow! Oh, yes. You did great, Sister Bikini. Absolutely spectacular.
You two are the only ones who've said that to me.
I can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill to a shrew.
Do you have a problem, Phoenix Wright?
Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. I guess it's time to break those cyclocks of hers.
All right, yeah, sure. Let's see. She's got a lot of them. Elise Donum.
Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Donum had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity.
What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mr. Elise is an author. Just an author of picture books.
To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her.
Suspicions?
Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Donum's true identity. What? What does? This? Yeah, it's the only new thing we have. Miss Donum had this charm with her at all times.
Ah, where did you...
This isn't some cheap good luck charm either.
Then, what do you think it is, Mr. Wright? What could a talisman like that possibly mean?
It's a talisman, is it? Interesting.
Oops.
This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Donum really was. This talisman and one other item unequivocally prove Miss Donum's true identity. The hanging scroll. The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. But this scroll shows the master of the Karain channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honorable title. The very same crest that adorned the talisman the victim carried with her.
Ah!
This crest is reserved for the master of Karain.
Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about.
The new master, Maya Fey, told me.
What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Face?
Daughter? Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Fey's sole successor.
Mystic Misty!
There we go. I was thinking that was gonna happen. Unlock successful.
Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with that mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago, after all.
What is the significance of this talisman, sister?
The Karain talisman. It's the symbol of the master of Karain. The bearer must carry it with them always, until their death.
Until their death?
So, Elise Donum was really Maya's mother. Huh.
She was Misty Fey, the master of the Karain channeling technique.
The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here.
Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Because something happened that called her out of hiding.
What happened?
Well,
Oh shit.
what's happening?
It can't be.
Earthquake! Ah! The text is staying in place. I mean, I guess that's good, but it's still funny. Oh my goodness, the inner temple! This kind of tremor might... The inner temple? The sacred cavern in the training hall! It might very well cave in!
What? Maya!
Bum bum. It seems to have passed.
Well, we can't just stand here and do nothing. Let's go.
Well, you know, California is known for its earthquakes. That's, it just happens. Where we are, in California. What? Where?
To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, all right?
Of course, you run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. Come on, Zen Phoenix Wright. She won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you.
Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. I wonder if he's all right.
You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth?
Ugh.
Come on,
Come on, let's go.
poor Miles.
We've got to hurry. We've got to hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Ah! What are you doing here?
How could I have? How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up?
Yow! Hey, why am I the one getting whipped?
She's gone.
No. The defendant, Iris.
She's gone. Gone where?
She fled.
And escaped.
What? So, it was just now, during the... It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness. His fear of earthquakes.
I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes, and I stupidly passed out.
That incident. It haunts you to this day, doesn't it?
And that's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. We haven't seen her. Then we need to get a manhunt underway now and search Eagle Mountain top to bottom.
Wait, Edgeworth. Have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet?
Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross...
No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth.
What are you talking about?
Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the sacred cavern might have caved in because of the quake.
Then you think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation?
Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary.
Right.
Let's not waste any more time. We need to get to the training hall's sacred cavern. Now!
Alright, let's go.
Dang, we're just teleporting there and everything. We're freaking moving.
schmoving even.
Unfortunately, the sacred cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found was something none of us could have ever expected.
Oh, shit. More Cyclops.
How can there be?
Even more locks?
What is the meaning of this? Iris! Iris, please tell me. What the hell is going on?
To be continued. Well, I do think that's a good place to stop. Because it is to be continued, so we're gonna call it for today. This is a fun stream. I'm not sure when maybe I'll do it next Monday. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure because I've only got 3 things now. Tiara's gonna be back on Monday. She's probably gonna want to see Phoenix. So we'll probably do that. That'll be fun. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming out today. It's always a good time. This was a lot of fun. It was nice not to have to do Maya's voice because Maya's voice is boring. It's just girl voice, which is lame. Being able to do Phoenix like the whole time, pretty nice. So yeah, I will see you all tomorrow for more Nocturne, for Nocturne 2, also known as SMT5. We'll play more of that video game, and that'll be a good time. Ooh. Ooh. All right. I'm gonna go. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day, and look forward to the weekend. Mwah. Goodbye.